Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
And welcome back to the Davis Ford Pregame Show. We are joined now by head coach Sean Cannon. Coach, another road test here, division road test right off the bat, two back-to-back for the first time this season. We head to Moorhead for a 7 o'clock kickoff with Delta. Talk a little bit about what we know about Mississippi Delta. I mean, it's week 6, so you've seen them on film, obviously. Talk about some of the challenges they're going to present to you guys tonight.
Yeah, had 2 really good wins first of the year. They got after Pearl River pretty good, and then won a real close game with East Central, and played some good teams here. Southwest came up on them this last week, and they played East Mississippi and Kahoma. They played some good football teams, and they kind of played musical chairs at quarterback. I don't know if they've had some injuries. They got to bounce back there from Florida that was at Jackson State last spring, and he was out last week, just looking at the tape. He was on the sidelines there, just his jersey on and stuff. And so they've really got 2 out-of-state guys, and pretty physical on defense, what we've seen, going to get after, which they always have. They've always played really good defense and really hit hard and ran and got after you and stuff. And, running backs are a little different what we faced. In the past 2 or 3 weeks, are a little more scat back type of running backs. In the past, past couple weeks we played the bigger type of backs, and so that creates a little bit different deal on, how we try to defend them, type deal. And offensive line's always big, and they're, I know they've shuffled a lot of guys around on tape and everything, and so, but. Good enough team, to beat you if we don't get ready to play and everything, and plus going down on another road trip, probably one of our longest that we'll take this year, in the conference, going to Moorhead and everything, and so but we're just glad we're on a Thursday. I know every time else we've been down there in the last 2 or 3 years, been on a Saturday at 2 o'clock, and so we're thankful to get to play on that Thursday night for sure.
Okay, we talked about their quarterbacks a little bit there. One of them, I don't remember which one it was, but he's very efficient with his passing, one of the best in the nation in completion percentage. Talk about some of the challenges that 2 quarterback system they're running there is going to give to our defense.
Yeah, Ford's a little more of a runner. That was kind of I went back and looked at their first game against Pearl River, and of course we kind of broke down their last 3, but went back and just kind of eyeballed and kind of see when he was in there, a little bit more quarterback run game, and they don't take a lot of chances throwing the football a lot of times. Most time it's, short passes, a lot of screens, trying to get the ball quick to the receivers and everything like that. And so that's really kind of where that completion percentage comes up. And, and we've got to do a good job of keeping those guys in front of us, but they're more of a run-oriented team. They're going to give you a lot of different formations and a lot of personnel groupings and, typical what they've always done. They got a guy that plays predominantly a tight end position, but he'll go to receiver, he'll come in the backfield, and and so that creates a lot of where's this guy going to be type calls, but they're pretty, you look at formation wise, they're going to give you some things when they line up in certain formations that they only do a couple things out of, and so that's really kind of what we've been looking at, trying to defend their screens, trying to stop the perimeter game and the passing game and everything, and and so but you never know what you're going to get. You've kind of seen a little bit different calls of plays when 12's in there versus 4, and so we've kind of got to stay on our toes, and hopefully that that one or the other will play and the other will be out, but we've got to be ready to defend both of them when they come in the game.
Okay, well, let's switch over to our side on offense here. Talk a bit about what we're doing to prepare for that hard-hitting defense with the quarterbacks and the running backs in the pass game that we've got.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the last 3 weeks. We have taken a lead in at halftime the last 3 weeks. We were up against Kahoma, we were up against Jones, we were up against Northeast. And when you put yourself in a situation where you've got 4 third and 2s or less, and you've got to punt the ball, and then you turn around on defense when you've got 4 third down and 12 or more, and you can't get off the field. I mean, that's the story of what's going on with us. It's the either the inability for us to make a play when we need to make a play, or the ability of that other team to make a play when they have to, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I know I kind of bounced around the question there, but I think that's the biggest thing on really both sides of the ball, is when the plays have to be made, we've got to make the plays, and that's just not what we're not doing right now. I mean, we're obviously doing enough in the first half, whatever you call it, on game plan wise or scheme wise or whatever, but we've got to learn to finish. It's finishing drives and taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. You go back and look at the two fumble punts last week. The guy drops 2 punts and we get on him and we don't capitalize. We block a punt in the first series of the game and get it down to the 1 and we capitalize. And so it's all about us, putting ourselves in situations to be good, to finish what we get started, and that's the thing I can't wrap my head around. Why are we going out and playing really good football in the first half, and then it's like if something goes bad or something has not happened that whole first half happens to us in the second half, it's like we just go in the tank, and so that's the thing we've got to figure out, how to get our mojo in the second half, and we as coaches have done a lot of soul searching this week, over the last weekend and this week, of really what can our kids do to make us, for them to be successful, and we've kind of looked at a lot of different scenarios. You've got a lot of distractions nowadays that players go through. It's just not only school and football. It's social media, it's outside life, it's whatever they got going on, and we've got to find a way to get, when football is football, football's got to matter. It's kind of like packing your bag. If you're going on a road trip somewhere, you're never going to forget your underwear, you're never going to forget your toothbrush and your soap. Well, just like in a football player, you're never going to forget your helmet and your girdle and your pants and your cleats, because that's what you got to have to win. And sometimes I don't know if we really think about packing our helmet or packing our girdle. Is it serious enough for us? And it's us finding that mix of the ones that really want to do well and want to be successful and get those guys the ball, but it's kind of like we just find a way to keep shooting ourselves in the foot. We fall down on a screen pass, it gets intercepted. We stumble on third down when there's nobody out there to make the tackle, to keep that, and so what is our answer offensively? It's maintaining blocks, it's running hard with the ball, and it's not turning it over, and so if we can ever just get that part of it, and I think it's really success, and if when 5 has success, everybody else has success, and he's kind of been our bell cow this year, and I thought the backs ran the ball better last week against Northeast. I thought RJ ran the ball good, and when we had to, and that was kind of our plan. We wanted to come in and keep the ball away from Northeast and play good defense in the first half, and that's what we did. It was 14-3, and then it's 17-17 with 11 seconds to go in the game. We were still in the ball game, and then they backed themselves up on penalties and this and that, and we had a chance. And so we've got to make the most of our opportunities, and I guess that's basic on both sides of the ball. And when teams want to give you things, you've got to take advantage. Just like the 2 drop punts, just like fielding a punt when you got to field a punt. Don't let the sucker roll to the 1. Catch it on the 30, and so all those things have been talked about this week. And it's been talked about every week. Not just this is not the first time but the emphasis of the understanding of just kind of like I just said about packing your bag and making sure you're prepared. It goes along hand in hand with football. You got to be prepared to go into a game to win, and that's what we got to have, I mean, let's face it, we've played well enough football to be better what we are, but I told the kids is perception versus reality. What is the reality of us? We hadn't played very well, and our record shows it, but our perception, as coaches, we're a good football team. When we want to be a good football team, we've proven that, and so I don't know if it's a belief system about the kids believing in each other, believing in what we're doing. I don't know. And we just can't wrap our head around it. Just like the other night after the game. I mean, it's feel like that I'm failing the team. Like I'm failing to reach them. I'm failing to perform. I feel like I'm letting a lot of people down, and that's the thing that what motivates me as a coach? I want to be the best. I want to get the most out of our players and be good. And when you feel like as a coach you let people down, I feel like I'm letting the players down. But sometimes as a coach you got to turn it over to the players. Players have to make a play. Coaches can't make plays. The last tackle that I made was 1996. It's the last time. It's the last time I was ever going to do that. So. But it goes back to attention to detail, the focus you got to have, but winning cures everything. Winning cures everything, and I think that's one thing that we've got to do this week. And you talk about must wins. This is a must win for us. And to go play well and do those things, and the thing about it is we've had really good practice. Our kids have, they've had great attitudes, and it's just you feel like you you fill yourself up with a lot of, you fill a balloon up with air, man, that thing looks all pretty, and all of a sudden, boom, it gets popped, and there goes the air out. We don't know how to fill our air back up, and so, but that just takes guys making plays, get the team excited and everything, and so hopefully we'll be able to do that tonight.
All right, well, I know you touched on a lot of it there, but just give me 3 real quick. Bank of Oklahoma keys to victory tonight against Delta.
Yeah, always a tough place to play. I know that. We've always, even when you play them at home, they're always a tough football team. And so we got a battle environment. You got to battle the long road trip, which this is our first one we've had since week 1. And being able to get off the bus and be ready to go. And really starting fast. I think that's the biggest thing we got to do. We got to start fast, and we also got to finish fast. We've done enough. You look at Cahomi, you look at Jones, look at Northeast last week. We find a way to start fast. We find a way to get up on people. We find a way to play, pretty good defense in crucial situations. Stopping them on 4th down. We had a great stop against Jones on 4th down there to stuff out a drive. We had one last week when Cager come up on the 4th down, hit the quarterback. So we're finding ways to make those plays, but the second key is capitalizing on what they give you. If we can stop them on 4th down, we got to make them pay. If they fumble a punt, we got to make them pay. We got to make their mistakes hurt them, and that's what we're not doing right now. So mistakes that Mississippi Delta needs to make tonight needs to be capitalized by the Indians, and that's a key right there. Goes back to number 2. We got to make big plays, and we got to quit giving up big plays. That was the key of the game the other night. We made no explosive plays, and we gave up 2 explosive plays. You look right there at the second touchdown of the 3rd quarter. We're in cover 3, which is cover 3. If the nominal football fan does not know anything about football, everybody understands what cover 3. That means 3 people deep, and we squat. What made us squat? I wish I knew. If I had that answer, we would never squat in cover 3. And so that was an explosive play. And then you look at the play on 3rd and whatever it was at the last play of the game. We just give up a play that they made that we didn't make. So we've got to eliminate the explosive plays, or we've got to match them. If they make an explosive play, we got to make an explosive play on our side. And so it's got to either be more, or you got to at least match them. And then I think thirdly is maintaining the drives. We need to maintain the drives. Meaning, what I went back to earlier, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Got to make first downs. Keep drives going. If it's 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 21, whatever the down distance is on 3rd down, get off the field. We're obviously playing good enough defense on 1st and 2nd down to get them into what you want to get them in as a defensive coach. Now, you don't want to ever call plays 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 on defense, but you definitely want that on offense, because now you can kind of do what you want to do with them. So we're getting ourselves in the positions we want to be on down and distance, but we're just not making the plays. And so I think that's the 3 biggest things for us, getting a win tonight.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time and best of luck tonight. And we'll be back with more on the Davis Ford Pregame Show right after this.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.